Have you ever wondered if a small act of kindness can truly change the world? Well, let me tell you a story about Hari, a barber who proved it can. Hari's barber shop was a humble little place, nestled at a busy village crossroads. It had a single flickering light and a mirror that had seen better days. Farmers, truck drivers, and hard-working laborers would often stop by, not just for a haircut, but for a bit of friendly gossip and a moment of rest. Hari lived by a simple, powerful belief. A person's dignity should never depend on the money in their pocket. And so he had a rule that was famous throughout the village. He never charged the poor. If someone came in with empty hands, he'd give them a warm smile and say, "Pay me when you can." He knew, and they knew, that day might never come. But it didn't matter. He'd cut their hair with the same care and precision he gave to his wealthiest customers. To him, every person deserved to look and feel their best. One evening, a young boy named Arjun walked into the shop. His clothes were torn, his hair was a mess, and his eyes were filled with fear. Hari's gentle voice broke the silence. "What happened, son?" he asked. The boy mumbled, "My father is very sick. I'm going to the hospital to see him. I don't want people to laugh at me for looking like this." Without a second thought, Hari sat him down in the old barber chair. He gave Arjun the neatest haircut, washed his face, and even packed a small tiffin with some food for his journey. As Arjun left, his fear was replaced by a small, hopeful smile. It was a simple haircut, but for a scared little boy, it was a shield of confidence. Years rolled by. Hari grew older, his hands a little less steady, but his heart remained as generous as ever. Many of his friends and neighbors would shake their heads. "Hari, you're too foolish," they'd say. "Your shop barely makes enough to survive, yet you keep giving away your work for free." Hari would just smile. He wasn't building a business. He was building a community. Then, one harsh winter, Hari fell seriously ill. The doctor's words were heavy. He needed an expensive surgery to survive, but decades of kindness had left his own pockets empty. With a heavy heart, he closed his little shop, hung a simple sign on the door, and went home, preparing himself for the worst. But the village he had so selflessly served had other plans. The news of Hari's illness spread like wildfire. The very people he had helped for years, the ones who could never pay, decided it was their turn to give back. They started showing up at his small house, one by one. Farmers, who he'd given countless free trims, arrived with sacks of rice and vegetables. The truck drivers, whose stories he had listened to for hours, pulled a whole day's income. Factory workers, who barely earned enough for themselves, handed him their meager savings. And then a car pulled up. Out stepped a well-dressed man. It was Arjun, now a successful doctor in the city. He had heard the news and driven all the way back to his village. He walked up to Hari, took his frail hand, and placed a thick envelope in it. His voice thick with emotion. He said, "Harida, you gave me confidence when I had nothing. You made me feel worthy." Now, please let me give you back just a small piece of what you gave to all of us. The collection was more than enough. The entire village had come together to fund Harry's surgery. The operation was a success. When Hari finally returned home, weak but healed, he couldn't believe his eyes. His old rundown shop had been completely transformed. It had a fresh coat of paint, a bright new mirror, and a brand new sign hanging proudly above the door. It read, "Hari Die's Kindness Cuts." Tears streamed down Hari's face. All his life, he had been giving free haircuts, never expecting anything in return. But in his darkest hour, the community he had built with his scissors, and his heart repaid him with a currency far more valuable than money: pure, unconditional love. Harry's story reminds us that kindness is never wasted. It's an investment in humanity. What you give out will always, always find its way back to you, often in the most unexpected and beautiful ways. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that celebrates the good in the world. See you next time.